Guys. Perfect. So we're going to be talking all about engagement and confidence in math. And so that means our session needs to be engaging and confidence building. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to be here with you guys this morning. A little bit of background. This is my classroom. I am passionate about students who struggle with math. I personally always taught high school math intervention and Algebra 1. I taught in South Central Los Angeles. These are my South Central LA kids. East San Jose. And then when we moved here, I taught at Westminster High School. So shout out if anyone happens to be from Westminster. And I'm also a person who has had a math trauma. This is 4th grade Juliana. I took this picture out of my mom's little, when they have like all the grades and you go all the way through. So I took a picture at my mom's house. That's 4th grade. And this is when my math trauma happened. I was at a tutoring because I was struggling with math, specifically multiplication. And so I'm at my tutor's office and we're working on a drill and kill multiplication worksheet, and all of a sudden my tutor says, "You are so stupid. I can't believe you can't do this." That happened to 4th grade Juliana. Yet here I am talking about math, right? This has a happy ending. I do move forward. But math trauma is something that a lot of us have experienced as adults, and a lot of our kids have experienced also. So I just wanted to start with that. We're going to start with a little hand raising, probably good for this cold room to get a little, you can even stand up. If you're like, I need to stand up and move my body, go ahead. So raise your hand or stand up if you crochet. Any crocheters? Okay, great, you can teach me. I'm trying to get into crochet. Perfect, I like the standing, great. What? Knitting's better. Oh, that's like 2 needles, right? I'm good with just 1, trying to figure that out. Raise your hand if you're so happy 6-7 seems to be on its way out. Anyone happy about that? Oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah, we got standing. We are so happy. I'm working a lot with a middle school this year. Oh my gosh, September and October. Those were painful months with 6-7, but now I know it's on its way out because now I have a kindergartner. She is saying 6-7, haha, and I'm like, okay, if kindergartners are saying it, it's on its way out. The middle schoolers and the high schoolers are going to be over this very soon. So those are my fun ones to start. It's going to get a little more serious. I know, speaking to a room full of special education teachers, sometimes we've been asked to teach math, and we didn't really want to teach math. Kind of similar to what Kathy shared. So could you raise your hand? Could you be a little vulnerable, even if your administrator is sitting next to you? If you are not that excited about having to teach math, I appreciate the vulnerability and the honesty. And I expected that for today. And I'm really going to be speaking specifically to you guys for some strategies that are going to help with that. I would also like to know, have you ever had this thought to yourself that I am not a math person? Has anyone had that thought? I appreciate the vulnerability again. Right? This is like a common thing that so many of us feel. And I think this is my last one. Can you raise your hand if you have ever experienced math trauma? And I'm going to define that as a traumatic experience related to learning math. Can we just look at all these hands in the room? Right? Okay, thank you so much for your vulnerability and your honesty. And I just want to leave some space to say that really sucks. I'm sorry that you had a traumatic experience relating to math. And I also think it's just crazy that we're a room full of educators, and that many of us have had a math trauma in our lives. And some of us are still being asked to teach math, even though we've had that traumatic math experience. And I just want to leave space that that really sucks. And math is different than so many other subjects in that way, right? If we were to ask, who has history trauma? Well, maybe a lot of us have history trauma. I probably shouldn't have given that as an example. Who has science trauma? Anyone? It's not the same as math trauma. There's something just more intense about math trauma and math anxiety. And our session is about engagement in math and confidence in math. And in my brain, I kind of think if we're having a traumatic experience related to math, or if we have math anxiety, it's really hard to feel confident in a subject where you've had a traumatic event or you have some anxiety around. And so this connection between math trauma, math anxiety, and also engagement and confidence, it's so clearly linked for me. And so we're going to spend a little bit of time today talking about